أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This week we want to turn our attention to a tradition from the fifth Imam, Imam Muhammad al-Baqir, may God's peace and blessings be upon him. And the tradition that we want to reflect upon gives us some understanding of our ideology, our aqeedah, our belief system as believers, as followers of Islam, as taught by the Prophet and his noble and exalted family, the Ahlul Bayt. May God's peace and blessings be upon all of them. Now this is a tradition which many of us may have heard from other aspects of Islam, from other groups within Islam, of pillars of the religion, of the 5 pillars of Islam. Let us reflect and see how the fifth Imam describes the pillars of religion, keeping in mind that a pillar is something which holds up something else. So the pillars are the foundational elements of a firm, solid structure. What does the religion of Islam consider to be the foundational building block of our lives, of our religion, of our set of teachings? The fifth Imam says the following to us. Islam is based on 5 things: prayers, alms, fasting, the obligatory pilgrimage, the Hajj, and the divine guardianship, the Wilaya. And no other issue has been called for as much as divine guardianship, Walaya. Again, as we mentioned, that many of us may have heard this tradition in other ways, describing the 5 pillars of Islam. But this tradition from the fifth Imam gives us the correct understanding and foundational basis of what Islam is built upon. Yes, as the tradition says that Islam has these pillars of praying. The salat is a very important aspect of our day-to-day life. Fasting is very important in the month of Ramadan, especially the obligation of the fasting in the month of Ramadan. Alms or charity is an important aspect of our religion. And many of the verses of the Quran, when Allah talks about praying, He couples it with charity, with the zakat in specific, but charity on a whole, in general. So praying is a pillar of religion. Charity is a pillar of religion. Fasting is a religious pillar. 4th is the Hajj, the obligatory pilgrimage to Mecca. This is an important aspect of the religion of Islam. But the 5th pillar, the 5th column, the 5th support of this religion is the walaya, the love, the mastership, the authority of certain individuals. And without this, as the hadith says, that this is the thing that no other issue has been called upon and stressed upon with so much importance as the walaya, as this divine governance, authority. And this takes its shape and manifests itself for Islam within the person of the Messenger of God, the Prophet Muhammad, may God's peace and blessings be upon him and his family, and the successors of the Prophet, the 12 divinely appointed Imams, beginning with the commander of the faithful, Imam Ali, and continuing until the 12th successor, that is Imam al-Mahdi, may God hasten his return. This chain, uninterrupted chain of masters of this religion, both temporal and spiritual masters, accepting this authority, this mastership, this guardianship, is a fundamental, integral part of Islam. And in fact, in other traditions we are told that had a Muslim spent the lifetime of Prophet Noah, 2,000 some odd years, in a state of fasting every single day, and praying, standing for prayer every single night, in Mecca, in Masjid al-Haram, between the Rukn and the Maqam of Ibrahim, had a person engaged in worship for 2,000 years in that state, fasting the days, praying in the night, but they did not accept the walaya, the authority of the Ahlul Bayt, the successors, the directly appointed successors of the Prophet, the hadith tells us that all of their actions would be in vain, they would be null and void. So this is a very important aspect of Islam that we all have to study and read about and accept on our own understanding of who the true successors are of the Prophet, because ultimately all of our acts of worship depend on this one very important and integral pillar, support of the religion of Islam. And so we need to dedicate time to study Islam, to study who the successor of the Prophet is, and then to make a conscientious effort to follow that path. And that is obviously the path of Muhammad and the family of Muhammad. May God's peace and blessings be upon all of them.